Great news with the re-signings. How important is it in keeping the core of the squad together across the whole campaign?
Oh, no doubt. And obviously really exciting that we've had all the guys re-sign with us. I think it's crucially important that we maintain that core group of players. And I think you've seen in any successful team that their ability to keep that real core group together allows consistency and allows continued success. So, yeah, really thrilled that those guys have re-signed and will be Scorchers for at least the next couple of seasons.
Great. Obviously, 6 Scorchers have been selected for the international series. That's a really promising sign for the club as well in terms of depth of talent.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's a wonderful achievement for those guys to have 6 Scorchers guys. I think's great recognition for the performances that the guys have been able to put on the board. And often when you're playing well as a team or a franchise, then that success and that recognition comes. So, yeah, terrific for those guys. Really looking forward to watching them play over in New Zealand, and I'm sure they'll do well.
Great. And looking at Josh Inglis, he really found his niche in the middle order this summer. How much of an impact did he have on the team this season?
Yeah, it was another terrific season for Josh. We started him at the top of the order. We saw how much success he had there last season, but we feel he's one of our better players of spin. So to put him through the middle to allow to try and create those matchups, I think was a really good move for not only for him but for us as well. And we saw how well he played through the middle. And to have another, I think, 400 run plus season. I think he was on standby for New Zealand as well. I think he gets better and better and probably shows that he's flexible enough to not only can he do it up the top, but he can do it through the middle, which is crucial.
Great. And Ashton Turner obviously seemed to thrive in the captaincy role this season. How have you sort of seen him develop over the summer, and how would you sum up his performance this season?
Yeah, I don't think you can underestimate the influence of a captain, particularly in T20 cricket. And for Ash to come in a week before the tournament, albeit he's done a little bit of captaincy work for Western Australia before. He was in charge of our Marsh Cup team that won the tournament last year. So he's certainly done a lot of captaincy work previously. But yeah, to obviously have to come in a week before the tournament to take charge, I thought he did a terrific job. I think naturally he's a very good tactician, and I think his leadership skills are improving all the time.
Great. And obviously AJ, Dorf and Richo, they're all very different players and they really complement each other's games. How did you see sort of each of them perform in their own role in the Perth attack this summer?
I think all 3 of those guys were crucial to the results that we were able to produce. I think obviously Richo with the golden cap and his dominance in taking wickets was outstanding. He had a brilliant tournament. And I thought AJ and Jason just got better and better as the tournament went on. I think AJ was probably bowling his best by the back end of the tournament. And I think Dorf showed a little bit more variety and flexibility in what he was able to produce this year. Not only is he that threat with the new ball, but we saw him take some wickets with some pretty crafty slower balls at the back end of the tournament. I think he's just adding to his skill set all the time. And yeah, wonderful that all 3 of those guys are going to continue on. And like I said, they were a huge part of our success this season.
Amazing. It was a pretty, challenging season to begin with, and then things quickly changed, and it was great to see the group manage to turn the season around, obviously having been winless in the first 4 matches. How would you, looking back at the season, sort of sum up the team's performance overall with all the challenges involved in a season like no other?
Yeah, there was certainly a lot of challenge, a lot of adversity. No one wants to go through their first 4 games without getting a win on the board. But I think to the players' credit, they stuck to their guns. They knew that if they could start playing their best cricket, then that would certainly be competitive. And look, there was no doubt there were some ups and downs along the season. I think back to certainly the 4 home games that we got at Optus Stadium. I think that was a real highlight of the season, to be able to play in front of our fans and members. And to carry that momentum into the back half of the season was really crucial. So, look, all in all, to make a final was a terrific effort. We're bitterly disappointed that we weren't able to win on the night. but the sixes are a bit too good. So all in all, you'd certainly say it was a successful tournament for us, but there's certainly areas that we'd like to continue to improve and make sure that we're continuing to get better.
Great. And obviously, were you happy with the production coming out of our imports this season? Obviously, a telling story in Munro, who, made the team of the tournament.
Yeah, I think all three guys played their roles really well. Obviously, Munners to be in the team of the tournament was a terrific effort. He particularly liked playing at Optus Stadium, which was terrific. And I thought Liam and Jason both played match-winning innings at certain times during the season as well. I think Liam ended up with over 400 runs again this season. And Jason showed his class at the top as well. It was unfortunate that he got injured and wasn't able to play at the back end of the season. But yeah, I certainly think all three of them certainly did a great job. To have three key internationals at the top of your order meant that we normally got off to a pretty good start.
Amazing. And sort of just recapping on the season that was, V, was there sort of any major learnings you took from it, having sort of a week now in quarantine to reflect and sort of reset ahead of, I guess, a Shield and One Day Cup campaign to come?
Yeah, I think there's plenty of learnings that you can take out. We're in the middle of a review at the moment, but I think first and foremost, we learned that certainly our best cricket was more than competitive, not only home and away. I think we learned a lot more about playing at Optus Stadium. We're slowly developing that formula to be successful there after a couple of seasons now as our home base, and hopefully we're starting to turn that into the fortress that the WACA was for us. But probably the biggest thing we learned was the resilience of our group. Like I said, there was a heap of challenge thrown at them on and off the field. We're away for long periods of time. There was a lot of things that came up throughout the tournament. But to the boys' credit, they got on with the job. Not only were they able to perform really well on the field, but I think the camaraderie around the group and the tightness around the group really shone through and allowed us to play some of our best cricket. So they're probably a couple of the key learnings. But obviously looking forward to trying and go one better next year.